subscribe, ring the bell. Remember, we got a Facebook page, David H., Melissa H., husband and wife, trucking across America. Figure I'd pop in here for a couple minutes, see what's happening with everybody. Since I'm stuck here at the receiver, waiting for, I don't know who. I guess waiting for Tuesday to come around. I don't know. Memorial Day, I mean, you know, we could have figured this was going to happen, but it's still irritating. Still irritating. What are you going to do? You just say that's trucking and move on, I guess. But anyways, what I'm talking, what's happening, Alan? How you doing, man? Morgan, what's up? Man, guys, I tell you what, trying to deliver on Memorial Day is ridiculous. Oh, man, I'll tell you. What's up, Johnson's Logic? How you doing, man? Jason is in Ohio. Right on. I'm in Salt Lake City. Got here, push this load. Got it here as quick as we can because it was a drop and hook. And I got some funky stuff going on with my steer tires. I mean, some really goofy stuff. They're now starting to come apart like drives do. You know, where chunks start coming out of them. So I got to get these steers changed. And the shop over here is only open between such and such. So I wanted to get them done today, get alignment, and get back on the road. Well, we get here, no one's here. Okay, wait till your drop dead time, 1 o'clock, 1300. We wait, it comes and goes. All right, well, you know what? Go back to the terminal, and we're getting all kinds of communication issues. So I'm like, okay, well, can I go back there and do my tires and lawn? No, don't do anything because they may call us and need that delivered now, and we need your truck ready to go. So I sat at the terminal all day doing nothing. Came back at 1800 like they said. 1800, got here, no one's here. Still a ghost town. So I went back, laid down, started watching TV, got a shower, started going to sleep, and I got a message, hey, you can go drop that in the door at 2 or wait till midnight and they'll live unload you. So I'm like, oh, I can just go drop it in door 2? Who's going to sign for the managers there? Well, I get here at, I think it was about 9 o'clock. No one's here. There was somebody inside the building, a worker, but I banged on the glass right in front of him and he just kind of looked at me and walked away. So they dealt with that. So now they said, go back to the terminal and come back tomorrow, sometime, or I can wait till midnight and get it over with. Well, I told them if I go back to the terminal, I'm dropping this trailer. Whether you want me to or not, I'm disconnecting from it and I'm not re-hooking up to it because I got to get my steers done on this truck. And they better be prepared to pay a bunch of detention on this. But yeah, that's trucking day, that's for sure. Yeah, you'd figure most places are not gonna be able to pick up or deliver on Memorial Day. Everyone takes the day off, so I don't know why they scheduled this for today. Yes, Jason, they are Michelin steers. What's up, Alpha Omega? How you doing? 21 hours early for delivery, so I went home. There you go. My one hasn't even started loading my preloaded trailer. Yeah. So we're all having a that's trucking moment. Oh, that's a phone call. What's a phone call? Oh man, but I'll tell you, I should have just I should have just turned the volume down on my Qualcomm and put my phone on Do Not Disturb and went to bed, although that wouldn't have been good because they would have been like, well, hey, we sent you 10 messages to go deliver that load. Oh, man. So now I'm stuck here. I mean, it's a freaking ghost town. I mean, there ain't nobody here. Nobody here. All the, buildings over here, nobody. I'm just a sitting duck. Oh, because you got a phone call. Okay. Oh, man. But that's trucking, guys. This happens, and when you're dealing with this kind of stuff, when you're dealing with gonna pick up or drop during a holiday, if you're not driving through that holiday, you can expect this kind of stuff to happen. It just is going to. It's just going to. Because shipper, receivers, they don't communicate well with anybody, it seems like. And this happened to me 2 years ago. I got a pre-plan to go pick up a load at General Mills. It was Christmas Eve, and I was told, hey, it's preloaded, it's loaded, ready to go. Go ahead and get it, and do your thing. Well, I get there, and they're closed tight as a drum. I had to sit there till the day after Christmas to pick up that load. So I sat there, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and till 6 o'clock the next morning, the day after Christmas. I was hoping they were going to start, running at 12:01, but they didn't. It was 6. As you can hear, I got a messed up voice here. I got a sore throat or sniffles or whatever the hell you want to call it. Morgan says he drove from Mass to Jersey, load in Jersey canceled 10 minutes before pickup time, then deadheaded to Ohio, preloaded, not going to be ready till 8 a.m. Oh, speaking of which, this all started over in Georgia. I get a pre-plan that sucks. It's a beer load. Number one, I don't do beer loads. Okay, I just don't do them. They're too heavy. They don't pay good enough. For the headache, because they're overloaded. Ooh, here comes a car. Turn in here, baby. No, you're driving right on by. So I said, no, man, this load pays like crap. And I could see, even Melissa said, ooh, but it's going to take us up to a good area to reload. And so my fleet manager actually called me and said, hey, you know what? Yeah, it's the holiday weekend. This was on Friday or Saturday. And he said, it's going to get us over to a good area where they should have freight coming out this weekend up over in Ohio. So I was like, all right, you know what? If that's, you've been doing this a lot longer than I have, so okay, I'm going to do it. So we go wash the trailer out, fill it up, all that good stuff, drive over. And then my fleet manager sends me a message. Oh, and I let Weekends know to get you a really good load coming out of Ohio, because I'm taking the turd in. Load cancels. And we laughed because the last beer load that I said was going to be my last beer load canceled. So it's definitely never a beer load again. I hate them. They're just a joke. So it canceled. So that kind of irritated me. But we did get a good load, a decent load after that. And Melissa's running it. And then she took this load. She's the one who took the offer on this load. It was her drive shift, and they sent it through, and she's seen the money it was paying. And she's like, I don't care if it's a FedEx, we're taking it. Which, yeah, it's going to give us a really good revenue week because it was really paying good money. But obviously, now you got to pay for it with the BS. I wish I could have talked to JJ the trucker longer Saturday. Okay. That was random, Jason. You're in Ohio? ICHN, okay. I keep looking. I'm hoping I see something move around here. They say they're going to be in at midnight, so... Oh, what do we got? 2,200, 23 hour and 20 minutes. An hour and 20 minutes. That's bullshit. But, so yeah, I don't know what's going on with the steers on this truck. The last set of steers wore really weird also. If you can imagine the tread on the outside of the tire, instead of wearing evenly really badly, it only wore half the tire. So half the circle was worn down, bald, and the other half was fine. That tells me the tire had to have been going, I mean, what the hell? But these new steers, they're wearing in such a way, I mean, I would take you and show you, but you just can't really tell. All you see is a dark mark. But you got your outer tread, and you got your inner treads, and then you got this tread right here. Well, this tread right here is worn DOT illegal. It's worn completely down. So there's a line in this tire that wide, not on the edge, not in the middle, but offset, worn down to DOT. How? How does that happen? I mean, you'd think it would wear the edges or the center, but between the edge and the center, how? And then I noticed the right ones were really bad on the inside. But I mean, I got plenty of mileage out of them. They still are like 630 seconds, I think, except where they're worn down. They're down at DOT, the DOT no-nos. That's damn straight, Joe. That's trucking, man, for sure. Sounds like you got bad kingpins. You know, I wouldn't doubt it in this fucking truck. This truck has got bad everything. What's up, Wombats? How you doing, man? I talked to our Freightliner called me. Get this, Freightliner called me because I had the truck in. I did the transmission service on it at Freightliner last couple weeks ago, month ago, whatever it was. And they plugged in my check engine, my sensor for my radiator to shut the check engine light off. And I told them, well, what the hell did you do that for? If you didn't fix anything, I got to unplug it. Well, Freightliner actually called me a couple of days later and told me I need to bring the truck in for service because of that check engine light. I'm like, why? I go, you guys have serviced it 800 times and it just still doesn't work. Well, this is the rep that actually sits in the Plaza building at Prime. He's back in the building, and he's all, well, look, if they can't fix it, they're gonna have to just, give you another truck. He goes, but you can't run this truck with that sensor unplugged. He goes, if something happens to that engine, it overheats or something, it's gonna be on you. Well, I mean, so be it. I mean, I have no faith in you guys to fix it. I mean, you're not going to fix it. You guys don't fix nothing. I told him, well, what about all the other dash lights on the anti-lock brake failure, the radar failure, the stability control failure, all the other lights that are on? I asked the guy, what about those? He said, oh, yeah, we noticed those, but you didn't do anything about it. I mean, you guys, yeah, we see it. I mean, basically, I've been told by the guys, too, just run it like that because we can't fix it. We've changed everything. The steers, I believe they were like $700 or $800 for the set. I got to get alignment. I'm going to get alignment too, and then I'm probably going to have them rotate my drives because I'd like to try to get. I can order, well, which we are going to be doing. We're going to be ordering a new truck here shortly. My end of lease is January 22nd. I was going to wait till 6 months out, but I was talking to Lisa, and I said, no, you can order it whenever you want. And I'm thinking I'll order it a little bit early. That way, if there are parts holdups or, manufacturer's issues, the truck will still come in on time. Hey David, have you ever rented a car for a one-way trip while trucking? I need to get to the terminal tomorrow. Sometimes I paid for a round trip Greyhound, but I don't want to ride a 20 truck. Yeah, I just rented a car one way coming from Texas when I moved to Texas back to the terminal. It was whatever the rental fee per day was, and I think they charged me an additional $200 or $300 for the one-way fee. So it's kind of pricey, but it's worth it. I ain't sitting on no damn Greyhound. I think it was like $380 because I only had the car for like 2 days. I picked it up the day or two before, maybe 3 days, and then just drove it to the terminal and dropped it off. But it was like a $200 or $300 one-way fee, they called it. But otherwise, I was at her Enterprise. And remember, with Enterprise, you get excuse me, you get a discount. You go onto your Prime app and look up, I think it's in the discount section, and you give them that code and they'll give you a discount. I'll give you a call sometime this week if you're running nights so I don't get bored. Yeah, are you running nights, Jason? Enterprise. I always rent from Enterprise, man. The Enterprise in Springfield knows me. Now remember, if you're renting a car not in your home state, you need to have a credit card. If your driver's license doesn't match the state you're renting it at, you're going to need a credit card. Hell, as a matter of fact, I was in Texas and I had to rent a car, and not only did I have to give them my driver's license, but I had to, oh no, that was because it was one way. I had to give them some other crap. But if you're renting out of the Enterprise by the terminal in Springfield, you don't need none of that crap because they have a special thing with Prime. But if you're renting a car anywhere else out of your state that has in a different state than your driver's license, you need a credit card. You can't use your debit card. Just an FYI. Another thing about rental cars, another FYI. If you pick up your car on the weekday and say you're going to bring it in on a Saturday and they're closed, they say, yeah, just drop it and throw the keys in the drop box. They will charge you for that rental until Monday morning when they pick up that car and when they check that car in. So even though you didn't drive it, they're going to charge you for it. They tried that with me, but I argued with him. I said, no one told me that. And he said, oh, sure they did. They absolutely tell you that. And the guy was like, ooh, yeah, I forgot to tell him that. So I got lucky and they didn't charge me. But, yeah, it was kind of crazy. Smoker's hack, except I don't smoke. No problem, Wombats. Yeah, I don't smoke, man. It ain't a smoker's cough. It's freaking COVID cough. You know, because everything nowadays is COVID. Everything nowadays is COVID. But Melissa's kind of goofed up still. She's the medication they gave her for her sore arm deal, she quit taking today because it was making her too drowsy. Well, it wasn't making her drowsy, it was giving her insomnia. So that's another reason I decided to not run tonight, let her get a good night's sleep. She's going to actually sleep in the terminal in a bunk room, and I'm staying in the truck because there were bunk rooms. I'm not comfortable in those beds, so that way she don't get smashed. But yeah, her arm's kind of jacked up. Hopefully she doesn't have to get surgery. But I'm thinking I might take a solo or a super solo, try to get a super solo out tomorrow, just in case she still is having problems sleep, because she quit taking the pills today. So hopefully they get out of her system. Man, I've been off the road for 1.5 weeks. I'm ready to get back to the road. Yeah. Oh, yeah. When I stay home for a week, man, I'll tell you, after about the 4th or 5th day, I get antsy as hell. It's like, nope, I need to get back out there. Although I was really looking forward to going home and finishing my setup in my garage for my grill. But we're actually going to go to my daughter's for the 4th of July instead. I got my new truck waiting for me. I'm ready to roll. Okay, you got a new truck, right on. What'd you get? Did you get a freight shaker? I had a DoorDash load that went to my friend's house from Walmart, and my friend's wife stiffed me on a tip. What? That's screwed up, man. That is screwed up. Iowa messed my allergies up so bad. Been sneezing and know my throat feels like I have cotton stuck in it. Yeah, I keep getting a tickle in my throat and it makes me cough. And that's scary nowadays, man, because people don't realize that people still get colds or they still get sore throats. It doesn't necessarily have to be COVID. So if you start sounding stuffed up or you cough, oh, shoot, man, I swear I see them start putting gas in containers to throw at you. It's like they want to burn you at the stake. The freight shaker with Murphy bed you love so much. Right on. Yeah, we're getting ready to call Stripes and things to go over our graphics with them. This is going to be expensive, I think. I already looked at the options on the truck, and I already have about almost $5,300 in options. So it's like, plus the graphics. The graphics we're going to do on it are going to be pretty damn sweet, I think. Pretty sweet. Hopefully, Stripes Things has an art guy who can take what I want to do and the pictures I give him and make something out of it. Hopefully, I don't have to hire somebody to do that. Although I do know of a company that I can do that, but that's gonna be $300-400 just to have them, come up with the artwork. So hopefully, Stripes and Things can do it. I know when I used to have lettering and stuff done for my work trucks back in California, the guy doing the vinyl, he was able to do some things like that. Don't forget, David asked for items that Prime hides from you, like the saddle interior. It's much nicer than the cookie cutter Prime grade side. See, Wombats, those are things that I could give two shits about. I'm gonna say it, two shits. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna do the not norm. I'll say I don't give two shits about that, and I'm gonna tell you. Let me tell you why. See, you're getting me excited now. Don't get old Davey excited. My old Tinker can't take it. But here's the thing. These are freaking work trucks, dude. These are not show trucks. You don't need... Now, you can do what you want, but I don't need to spend money on bullshit. Now, before I see the post, oh, but what about your graphics and whatnot? Just give me a minute. Let me get to what I'm going to say, and then you guys can bitch at me and call me a hypocrite. But, damn it, why did I start random? Okay. I don't need the saddle interior and all that fancy bullshit. No, it's a work truck. I don't want to have to polish the truck. That's why when I was looking at it, I go, oh, you can get all the chrome that. Nope, I don't want none of that crap. Keep it all simple, keep it all, clean and whatnot. Now, why I'm doing the graphics, is, all the options I'm buying for the truck don't have to do with, looks. It all has to do with comfort as far as the ride quality and, braking and things like that. Nothing else. No, but I hear you. The saddle does look nice. I've in my appliance business, I've always had work trucks, and I now don't get me wrong, I always got them with power windows, door locks, and a keyless entry and all that, just because cruise control and all that, because I was spoiled. I never bought the work truck model. I did one time when my employee, I had a Nissan NV200, the fully loaded one, and I hired him, and I put him in that, and it was only a couple years old, and I bought a new truck. I bought the Dodge whatever that little Dodge was, it ended up getting lemon lawed out, and I went and got a Ford Transit full size. But he got rear-ended in that truck like 2 months after he started driving it, and I lost my ass on that truck because the what's that insurance you buy when you're upside down? Because I was about $5,000 upside down when I got that truck, because my old truck was blowing up and I just didn't want to deal with it. Oh, gap insurance. I bought gap insurance on it. So when it got wrecked, I was like, oh, cool, I just made $5,000. Well, Gap said, no, you didn't. That's a commercial vehicle. This is for non-commercial vehicles. I'm like, well, wait a minute. But I bought a commercial vehicle. They sold me the gap insurance. So talking to the dealer and everything, the dealer finds, oh, yeah, we screwed up. Obviously, it should have been the gap, the commercial. Go ahead and send us the claim and everything, and we'll pay you the $5,000. I was like, okay, sweet. Get a call back 2 weeks later. Well, we can't pay you. Why not? We didn't realize, but you bought this truck, 2 years ago. We just bought this business 6 months ago. Fuck. So I fought it for a while. I finally gave up and just ate the $5,000. But nevertheless, I forgot where I was. Oh, so then I ended up buying him just a stripped down work truck, because I had that $5,000. I just keep paying on that one truck, and it got him that. But I mean, it was still nice. It had, it had all the features. It just didn't have power door locks and windows. Okay, Chrome doesn't get you home. That is correct. Let's see. I know the saddle was free. I only paid for things like upgraded insulation. Okay. I don't mess with any of that stuff like chrome. Okay, up for the air ride suspension. I wonder if the air ride is actually going to be a lot nicer than the spring suspension. Because that's one of the things I'm opting for, is the air ride. And the disc brakes. I made the mistake of making David excited, and I'm still paying for it. Yeah, don't get me excited. You get my heart rate up. Chrome doesn't get you home. That is true. Oh, here's a tip. The keyless entry key fob, you can roll the window down by holding the unlock button. Okay. I'm thinking of firing my dispatcher. Any tips on the process of getting a new dispatcher? Talk to your dispatcher and see if he recommends somebody. It's going to be easy. It'll be the easiest if you talk to your dispatcher and say, hey, look, man, me and you aren't getting along. We're not seeing eye to eye. This is what I'm looking for. Do you recommend anybody? Because it'll be a lot easier if you can get a recommendation, or if you know of a dispatcher you want, you can ask for them. But otherwise, he'll just have to put a request in that you'd want a new dispatcher. And if you don't know of anybody or anything, it's just going to be a random, luck of the draw. Right on. Yeah, I'd really like to know. So what truck did you get? Oh, you got the Freightliner. Okay. That's what you said earlier, right? I'll keep you front on the air ride. Yeah. Okay. I pay for truckers' lunches at Iron Skillet Restaurant in Girard, Ohio. You do? Well, hell, I'm heading to Ohio right now. Oh, Iron Skillet's going away in a lot of restaurants. I don't know if you guys are aware of that, but Iron Skillet's going away in a lot of the Petros. They're putting in IHOPs. Also, I heard that the Denny's have lost their contract in the Flying J's. I don't know what they're going to put in for that, though. He left me out in the cold from my student damaging my truck. I need an advocate who is going to look out for me. He didn't do much to get me some help to cover the bill for the repair. Oh, when your student did the old swap-a-roo of fuel and death. From what I understand is how it works is when you're in PSD, Prime is responsible for them. Once you're in TNT, you're their boss. It's on you. Now, having said that, you should have been able to just did an accident claim on that and paid the $1,000 deductible and rolled with it. I think. Now, see, it wasn't really an accident. It was more of a mistake. Because I know somebody that ran over a tarp in the road and it ripped out all their airlines and caused all kinds of damage, and they had to get towed, and all they had to pay was the deductible because it was an accident. So yeah, I'm not. Yeah, that probably wouldn't have qualified for that, but I definitely would have asked about it. That was definitely a bad situation, man. Bad situation. I think they took advantage of you big time, the shop that did that. The fact that you never ran the truck, I don't understand why they couldn't just pull the drain plug on it, drain it out, flush it, and drain that flush, and then fill it and be done with it. I don't know why they charged you so damn much money, but yeah, I hear you. In all honesty, if your fleet manager's making you money, I would probably just let him know that you didn't appreciate that, and just let him know you didn't appreciate it. But if he's making you money, I'd stick with him, because you don't know if you change, you don't know if you're going to get a better one or not. And yeah, I mean, it's a bummer. I would really like fleet manager to go, to attack for me, but I don't know. They're so damn busy. It's, they're probably just like, let me just type this note. Here's what I used to always say to my customers in the appliance business, because we did warranty work for the manufacturers. I'd go out to their house and they would have some BS repair problem that, shouldn't have happened. It's a manufacturer's defect, we'll call it. And the thing's out of warranty, but all in all, they should, you would think they should pay for it because it's just a bullshit defect repair, problem. And they'd always ask me, well, can you call them and tell them blah, 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 blah? And I would tell them, no, I can't call them. I go, this is what you do. You call them up, you tell them how you love their product, you've been with them for your whole life, you got a house full of their crap, yada, 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 yada. They'll probably do something for you. But if I call them and I say, hey, you guys need to, no, we're not, okay, thank you, click. I mean, I'm not going to lose my job. I'm not going to lose my job trying to get you some money, So that could possibly be the kind of same thing with the fleet manager dealing with that, is what's he really going to do? I mean, what's he supposed to do? Hey, pay for his repair. Well, we don't do that. Okay. So you might want to, I'm sure you've calmed down from it somewhat now, because at first, I'm sure, man, you were ready to shit fire. But maybe look at it. But that's where I think if he's a good fleet manager, I would call and talk to him about it. Let him know you're not happy about it, and what the actual rules are. Okay, that's a good thing. What are the actual rules? Because I was getting a little tweaked with my fleet manager getting me home and whatnot, and me and him talked one time, and he explained how home time works. And once he did that, it's like, oh shit, okay, I understand now. I totally get it, but hey, I want to be home on the 25th, and then they get you home on the 26th, and you're like, but I needed to be home on the 25th. Technically, when you call for home time, if you want to be home on the 25th, they will get you home. They will try to get you home within 24 hours, either the 24th, 25th, or the 26th. So my fleet manager simply said, hey, if you got an appointment on a day, you tell me, hey, John, I've got a 10 o'clock appointment on the 25th. Okay, so he's going to make sure I'm home on the 24th. Although my fleet manager likes to run you so hard, he'll make sure I'm home at 9 o'clock on the 25th. Oh man. But yeah, no, it sucks because you would like your fleet manager to back you for all that play, but I don't really think they can. I mean, what can they do when there's policies in place? You got to remember, Prime's a big company and they have policies. And when a company has a policy, to get them to break the policy is hard to do because they put those policies in play. They put the policies in play for just such a reason. So they don't go, okay, we're going to do it for you, but we're not going to do it for you. Well, I think we'll do it for you, but not you. No, we're not going to do it for anybody, or we're going to do it for everybody because that's company policy. Does it suck? Yes, it sucks. You know, take it, you know, if you're not happy with the decision, you talk to your fleet manager, you talk to Road Assist, you talk to everybody. No BS. Go talk to Rob. Go talk to Rob Lowe. Say, hey, man, this is what happened. I mean, I don't think it's fair, you know, and see what he has to say. You know, he's the big kahuna. He's the end-all, be-all, right? Do truckers make more than fleet managers? That's a good question. I don't know. I've never had the balls to ask my fleet manager how much he makes. Now, I know fleet managers, I would never want to be a fleet manager. One, because they have to deal with a bunch of whiny-ass truckers all day long. Two, they usually have too many to deal with at once. But how it works at Prime, from what I get, from what I've seen and talked to and heard, and, you know, just casual talk with my fleet manager rather than, you know, hey, how much do you make? Although Melissa's dying to go in there and stand behind him and see how it all works. But they get a percentage, obviously, of each load. Everything's on commission. They call it, everybody has skin in the game. If we're late, they get fined. If our trucks are in the hole, they get fined. If I quit and my truck's in the hole so much, they get fined. So fleet managers are under the gun for getting things done properly. That's why, you know, now if you're going to be late and there's a reason for it and you give enough of a notice, they're not fined. But if you're just like, oh shit, you know what? This delivers at 0300 and it's 0230 and I'm still 2 hours away. Let me let my fleet manager know. They're going to get fined. I think it's got to be within within 2 hours. Or before 2 hours of your appointment to where they don't get fined. But, you know, I can't say that for 100% for sure, but do I ever sleep? Yeah, I sleep all the time. Right, DOT? I get my 8 hours of sleep every day. Yeah, trucking and sleep. Yeah, I sleep a lot. Can you see the roll of the eyes? No, you get your sleep. You know, you go back there, especially when you're teaming. See, me and Melissa ran solo for a day or two because of her arm. She couldn't drive. And I'll tell you what, man, I never woke up so energized and ready to roll like I did because I got my 10-hour break with the truck not moving. I woke up driving during the day, man, ran the hell out of that load. It was beautiful. Then we went back to the night, you know, the night things. And it's like, oh, man. You try to sleep when the truck's bouncing you around and then the rain. And it's like, oh, God. I just edited a video of rain Melissa got into. It's just a BS video. I think it's like 19 minutes of driving through some crap. You know, we chit-chat here and there, but it's just something to poke around at. I uploaded it, but I closed my laptop before it was done uploading, so it didn't actually upload. So I gotta go back and do it. You have a good question. Does Amtrak run through Springfield Terminal? Amtrak, the train company? I don't know. I've never heard anyone coming in on Amtrak. But Dude, rent a car, man. What the hell you want to go on Amtrak for? Trains crash. Okay, Morgan says it does not. Thank you, Morgan. I'm trying to think where there's train tracks in Springfield. Oh, you know, the overhead over there. Okay, I know. Just take the Greyhound, cheapskate. Sit on that bus for 800 hours. Yeah, I know. The Morgan says it doesn't. Just rent a car, man. Just rent a car and get it over with. So you need to get there because you were getting a new truck and you took home time, obviously. Is that why you're needing to get a car going to the terminal? St. Louis is your closest Amtrak. Then you'd have to rent a car from there, which you might as well just fly, man. I used to fly to Kansas City and then I rent a car from Kansas to go home, and then I drop it off at the Springfield Airport rental car. Because flying into Springfield was like 3 times the amount of flying into Kansas. I just looked at their website. Cough, cough. What you should have done. No train service. Okay. So basically, RN's saying, you lazy mother. You didn't look yourself, but he looked. Oh man. What time is it? Are these guys ready? Almost, man. Another 50 minutes. I'll tell you what, if I don't see some cars start rolling in here soon, I'm gonna be pissed. Now it's a live load. It sucks because they said just drop it in door 2 and bobtail back to the terminal. So now I gotta take this back to the terminal, run it through the wash, and then drop it because I gotta get my truck worked on tomorrow. So that sucks. And of course it's full of fuel because I'm running the trailer. I've lived in Missouri my whole life, so I know all the transportation spots. Oh, okay. Yeah, I took home time. My bus left yesterday. I absolutely refuse to ride the Greyhound again. I'm going to develop blood clots. Yeah, I never rode on a Greyhound. I never have. One of the things I learned researching trucking was do not take the Greyhound if you don't have to. And I know what was stupid is we didn't reserve a ticket for my flight to Salt Lake. So when we were ready to go, the only flight or seats were available were first class. So I got to fly first class to Salt Lake my very first time going to the terminal there, which was nice. Yeah, it's okay. The Crackhound bus sucks. Yeah. So, what'd you do with all your stuff in your truck? Did you drive by your house and unload it, or what did you do with all your stuff? Because I was thinking of doing the same thing as dropping the truck off, renting a car, going home, for a couple weeks with no truck payment, and then renting a car and coming back. I joined CCC in the late 90s and took the Greyhound. I'll never do it again. CCC. For a second there, I was thinking the KKK. I'm like, what the frick? Oh, man. What's up, Lugnut? Long time, man. Long time. Where you been hiding at? Is it possible I can refund half my bus ticket? I don't know, call the bus station. Oh man, my throat feels like there's glass in there. Yeah, Lugnut, man, haven't seen you in a long. You know, I haven't seen in a while either. Is Will? I thought he was coming to Prime. He worked at Melton Flatbed. I thought he was coming to Prime, but he just disappeared all of a sudden. I always wonder what happens to people when they just up and disappear. Just out of the blue, they're gone. You just never see them again. I have so many people in my phone book on my phone that I just don't see on YouTube anymore. They're just gone. I transferred all my stuff at the terminal. I have a couple things still on the truck that I'm coming back home in a few weeks for a couple of days to finish the transfer. So wait a minute. If you haven't finished the transfer, that means you're still in your old lease, right? So if you're in your old lease, you're still paying your lease payment? Am I thinking about that right? Because I think they told me that once your lease is up, you have 7 days to empty the truck out. Okay, waiting for the security cams. Okay. Huh. But are you still paying on your old truck? And how long can you have your new truck sitting there before you have to sign the lease on it? I have a fond memory of riding a Trailway bus in my early 20s. No bus. Crackhound, LOL. Okay, you turn the truck in. So how long do they give you before you have to sign the lease on your new truck? And if you turn the truck in, how's your stuff still in that truck? Explain, man. Get your fingers typing. These are things I want to know because I'm going to be doing a similar thing come February. If it was me, I'd either take stuff back home or send a storage unit to drop everything off at, then wait for the new truck. That's funny, RN. That's what I was telling Melissa is, we can just get a storage unit and drop everything in a storage unit, rent it for a month. We could take the stuff home, but then now you got to get the new truck and go home to get it. And that's that's messing with too much of your money. So if we rented a small storage unit, because now Prime has storage units you can use for free for up to 30 days. The problem is they're not very big from what but you know what? You probably get a couple of them. And now that we don't have we might be able to put our stuff in the storage unit that Prime has. Oh, you know what? But yeah, they don't fit load locks and whatnot, and I ain't gonna get it. Yeah, so I'll probably have to rent a storage unit. All my stuff is out of the old truck. I rushed to move it all and get it turned. Oh, okay. I spoke to Success Leasing. They gave me the okay to go home. Okay. All right. Business write-up, yes. So let me ask you, how long can you be off before you have to sign that lease? Did they say? Was there any particular amount of time? And did you lease for 3 years? You want to spit out what your lease completion bonus was? You don't have to if you don't want to. Inquiring minds want to know. And did you do another lease or did you do a lease purchase? I have a lot of questions for you, don't I? The hell? Oh, I finished the drink. I moved everything from my own. Okay. I'll try to the new one. Quick as I could. Then I got inspected, turned it in. All my stuff has been waiting in the new truck for okay. I have 59 days before you have to redo. Yeah, no, 59 days, I believe is your longevity. If you go over that, you're no longer, it's like starting new with Prime. But I assume when you order a truck and that truck's sitting there, they want you to sign that lease at some point so you start paying for the truck. That's what I was wondering is how long, did he went home for a week and a half. So obviously they gave them a week and a half. She didn't give me a deadline. I told her the date I wanted to return, and she said, okay. It was 3 year. Okay, right on. So you're going to spit out that money, or you don't have to. You just say no. Did you do a lease purchase? Okay, so you got about $8,000 in the completion. Okay, that's not bad. Trolley buses had a whole lot more legroom than Greyhound. I've never heard of Trolley. I'm hoping to get like about 12 grand back on my lease completion. Were you teaming that whole time, Wombats? Were you training the whole time so you're running the big miles? Or were you solo for a lot of that? Shut up, RN. You're doing it to me. Oh, man. I know, but you know, sometimes when you're talking to the used car salesman, they tell you what you want to hear and then it's not right. Hey, Ogrider, how you doing? She's okay, man. She's still... They gave her some new medication that really worked great, but it gave her insomnia and some other things, so she quit taking it today because she was getting to the point to where she's starting to get tired while driving because she's not sleeping good. So she called the doctor, and she's got to call the doctor tomorrow. But she thinks she might not need that particular medication anymore. She thinks that she might be healing enough. But the thing is when you're on medication, you feel better. You think you don't need it, then you stop taking it. Now you're screwed up again. So we'll see how that plays out. As long as you don't take vacation for 2 months with the truck sitting there, they will most likely be fine with it. Yeah. You want lease purchase? Okay, right on. Training off and on, I wasn't consistent. Okay. If you think Success Leasing is like a car salesman, why are you staying at Prime? Oh man, you gotta take what I said that with a grain of salt, man. In other words, just like when you talk to a recruiter, they'll bend things to make it what they think you want to hear. Although I swear to God, my recruiter did not do that. As a matter of fact, I almost was like, maybe I don't want to go trucking. The way she was talking about it sounded scary. I don't know. I just sometimes talking to them, because you talk to a different person every time, and it seems like you get different answers sometimes. So it's like, if somebody's doing it, why not ask them? Because they're doing it, and it's how it worked out for them. You know, that's quite a good way of doing it, I think. I'm going to make some meat pies and hit the sack. Gonna be a long day tomorrow getting back to Spremo. Meat pies, huh? All right, man. Yeah, well, good luck with that, and enjoy your new truck. Hopefully it holds in there for you and doesn't be a pain in the ass like some of these trucks can be. It should say in your contract, or your order confirmation for the truck. I'll let you know how the air ride front suspension handles. I think it's going to be worth the cost. Yeah, I mean, I want to do whatever I can to smooth the ride out, just for the fact that we're sleeping in the damn truck while it's driving down the road. I'd be willing to pay the extra money to put tandems on the steers. Now, I know that's like an odd thing, right? But a lot of people don't realize is tandems give you a better ride than a single axle, because one wheel's in the hole while the other one's not. Now, obviously, we don't have semis running around with tandem steers, but you do have tandem steering and heavy equipment. So again, RN, before you hit me up with that, take it with a grain of salt, man. I'm just talking. Just talking, man. Don't come out and say, dude, really? Tandem steers? Really? I was just making a point on what would make it smoother. Because I'll tell you what, man. Some of these roads out there, I swear to God, launch this truck a foot off the ground. There's this one bridge where I think the front wheels come off the ground on every bump. It just over the bridge goes doing, 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 doing. And I think the front wheels are coming off the ground every time it hits. If you want a smooth ride, you want a longer wheelbase, so get a Pete. A Pete. You want a longer wheelbase? Well, no, you just give me a Freightliner and stretch that frame like 20 feet, right? Oh, man. Now, ooh, here comes a car. Please turn in here. Please turn in here. Please. Damn it, he's not turning in here. What the frig? Oh, no, missed that driveway too. No, went the other way. He's going to UPS. Damn it. Stretch it 3 feet, you'd be good. Yeah, I need all that stretching that stuff out. I wonder how much longer a Pete's wheelbase is to a Freightliner. I mean, that's easy to look up on the internet, but I wonder what the actual length is that makes it so much smoother. I thought it was their suspension. How do you say that word? Propriety. Proprietary, I think is what I'm trying to say. I think it's a proprietary freaking suspension. Is what makes it like that. You guess the hackers hit our beef supply. What? How would a hacker hit the beef supply? They tipping cows over or what? Yeah, a buddy of mine was driving a Volvo. He said that it was smoother than it makes the Peterbilt drive. It seemed like it was a Freightliner. The weird thing is, though, is once you got a Volvo, you started wearing flip-flops everywhere. Nike flip-flops. He said they came with the truck. He got the truck brand new. So, longer wheelbase means less of a turning radius. Although Volvo's supposed to have like a super turning radius, so I don't know how much longer their wheelbase is, unless they just turn the wheels sharper. They have some kind of extra space in there or something. Then we get a truck that has the sleeper shocks on the outside of the truck frame. It gives a much smoother ride and doesn't bounce you all over the sleeper when you're trying to sleep. I don't know what you mean, a sleeper shock on the outside of the frame. I'll have to look at this. I know this got the airbags in the shocks, but I can't picture where they're at. If it was me, I'd get a Freightliner unless I was running team, but I'd never get a truck with the PACCAR engine. Okay, what's wrong with the PACCAR engine? I've been researching trucks the last few months, and I haven't come up with anything between the DD15 and the PACCAR, because that's the 2 truck options you have at Prime, that makes me think either one of them is worth the shit. You read all about it. It says this one blows up this, that one blowed up here, boom, boom. Oh, this is the best engine, that's the best engine. And then a buddy of mine was talking about getting a truck with a Cummins in it, so I started looking up Cummins. Oh, explosion this, blown up that, worn out this, great engine. It's like, it's all over the board. No matter what engine, what truck, there's always people raving about it, and there's always people complaining about it. So it's like, you know, what do you do? If it was me, I'd get a Freightliner unless I was running teams, but I'd never get a truck. Okay, so yeah, okay, I can see what you're saying. A Freightliner. See, that's the thing, is people, I mean, I like my Freightliner, but this has been the biggest piece of shit truck that I could think of ever having. And why I say that is the stupid stuff that's wrong with this truck. I mean, just the dumb stuff. The hood mirrors fell apart. The mirror doesn't work on the driver's side. Gas caps don't work. Driver window doesn't work. It doesn't roll up. I mean, it's just like all the dash lights are on, and then you hit a bump and they go out. I mean, just you name it, and it's freaking jacked up in this truck. I don't know. It just, I have no love for any truck. I mean, I only know Freightliner. We have to go to a dealer. The engine is lighter because the block is thin. The Detroit can be worked on almost anywhere. That is true. That's what I've always said about between a Pete and a Freightliner, or an International, or a Volvo, is they can be worked on anywhere. On the Edge, going to Prime, should I go? I'm 26 with no family. I mean, do your, research companies, but the short answer is yes. I mean, especially if you're looking to get a CDL, they're a great way to get your CDL. Excuse me. If you're willing to put a year in with them, that pays for your CDL, no out-of-pocket expense. I like Prime. I'm going next month. It's 3 years. There's a lot of people at Prime that's, they've been there. They're the 1, 2, 3, 4 million miler, and those million milers, it's got to be all miles that were done at Prime. They can't come from another company that they've been at for 10 years and come over to Prime and run 3 miles. Now they're a million miler. No, it has to all be done at Prime and safe. So you got a lot of guys that stuck with Prime. Who would be a good recruiter to contact at Prime? Well, Jeff, my recruiter, she took care of me. She took care of Melissa. Her name is Julie Jones. All you do is you call the 800 number for recruiting and just ask for her. Say, hey, man, is Julie Jones in? And she'll take care of you. My issue with the PACCAR engine is because the codes are kept property by PACCAR. If PACCAR would release them, I'd be willing to get one. Okay, so you're not happy because you got to pretty much take the truck to PACCAR to get it fixed. Now, have you ever thought of this? And this is going to go back to the old days of appliances, Thermador. Thermador was a high-end oven and dishwasher maker. They only allowed Thermador to know all their codes to do anything. They wouldn't recommend any other company. They wouldn't let any other company work on their product. It was hard pressed to get parts from them. They didn't want anyone touching their appliance. Reason being is because they had such a good name they didn't want Joe Schmo, who don't know his ass from a hole in the ground, to make their appliance look bad because he can't fix it. So having said that, do you think maybe Packard's doing that because they don't want, Jimbo over there at the TA to get too involved with fixing their truck and then not doing it right? And now people are pissed off at their brand because, he just couldn't fix it right, and so on and so forth. I always thought of that. Whenever a company's not releasing stuff, I always think it's because they just don't want anyone screwing their stuff up. Now, having said that, Whirlpool, back in the day, used to offer free training to non-authorized service technicians on their product, and their theory is we don't want you guys out there screwing our shit up because you don't know what you're doing, so we're going to train you and tell you the codes and give you service manuals and give you the secrets and so on, so if you do run across our appliances, you guys can do a good job fixing them. So you got, it's a double-edged sword. Alright, says, get your license on your own, just my opinion. Okay, let me tell you why I think that's a bad idea. Here's why that's a bad idea. Unless you can get that license through some kind of a free program, you would have to be out of your freaking mind to go out there and pay $5,000, $3,000, whatever it is, to get your CDL, because more than likely, even after you get your CDL and you go to a trucking company, you're still going to have to do some kind of training with them because you have no experience, okay? Now, why would you not want to put a year in with a trucking company that's going to pay for your CDL, especially a company like Prime, where I think they're a great company. I think Swift makes you do 2 years, or at least they did when I was looking at it. Knight was 1 year, but now they're owned by Swift, so it's probably 2 years. But why couldn't you do, even if you're thinking of coming to the company anyways, why wouldn't you do that and get your CDL for free? And if you're a vet, you only got to go for 9 months, I believe it is, before to pay back the thing. But to pay all that money out of pocket, for what? What's it going to get you? Oh, well, you could go to any company. No, you can't. You cannot. That's not true. Most companies want you to have experience. So the only companies you're going to be able to go with are going to be companies that are either not good companies or mega carriers, and they're going to be like, well, you're going to have to run around in a TNT situation for a while before we put you in a truck by yourself. So getting your CDL by yourself and paying out of pocket, I don't think is a great idea. Sorry, RN. Petro Pete, Flying J, Phillips, and Leland Lowe's. Okay, Morgan. I don't know what the hell you're talking about there, but okay. Honestly, don't care if that's why. If it was my truck, the only thing I'd care about is not being able to run because I'm waiting a week because they are busy. Where Detroit, I can go to Love's, etc. Okay. Yeah, but here's the thing, man. Do you want heavy? Well, one, Love's and TA, they're not going to do any kind of heavy work anyways. But do you want those guys doing really anything more than changing tires or changing oil? Think about their mechanics there. They're all, even the Prime mechanics, I really wouldn't want them going heavy into my engine and changing anything major. None of them have experience. You can all tell they're all new. I'd rather take it to the dealer and get it taken care of. And having said that, even taking this truck to the damn dealer's got nothing fixed on it. You guys know, well, I was told that it's not leaking tranny fluid anymore. So what did it take? It took like 9 times before the engine oil leak got fixed, and 8, 9, 10 times for the transmission to get fixed. Oh, here comes a car. Please turn in here. Please turn. Oh, damn, you're turning the other way. So, I don't know. The only thing I think renting a Freightliner is going to be better at is the breakdown on the side of the freeway where you spit a belt out and it needs an idler pulley or something like that. You might have the Loves and those guys be able to go boom, boom, shaloom and get you going. I don't know if they are able to do that with the PACCAR or the Volvo. What's happening, Jacob? How you doing, man? If you're under a load, speed is important. Having the option is important. Yeah, I agree. I agree. You know, I've preached that. I've preached that for ever since I've been in trucking. Is, you know, why I wouldn't do an international is you can't get them fixed. Although Love's is supposed to be becoming a certified international repair place. I sat and watched a guy take 20 minutes to get my tire off the truck at a TA. I really don't want these guys working on my engine. I just don't. You don't know what kind of know-how they got. And this one guy doing the tire, when he finally changed the tire or pulled it off the patch, he went and got somebody to inspect his work before he put it back together because he was new. You know, I didn't know that. Well, I kind of knew when I was watching him trying to get the damn tire off the hub. I don't know. He pulled on it cockeyed, which wedged it on there, and he couldn't get it straight to pull it straight off. It was the funniest shit you ever seen. I mean, he fought with that tire and rim for a while to get it off. Pretty good. Chilling on home time. How y'all been? That's cool that you're chilling. We've been all right. You know, Melissa hurt her arm, so that took her off for a couple of days. Other than that, no, we've been good. We got to get some work done on the truck here, and if I could ever get unloaded. Jesus, where are these guys, man? RN says international engines suck. I don't know anything about internationals other than if you want to do a lease purchase, your only options at Prime is a Peterbilt and a Freightliner. Now, Prime is or Kenworth has put in a bid or whatever to bring their trucks onto Prime for a 3-year lease deal, or, you know, when I say 3-year lease, I don't know if you guys are aware of it, but Prime actually leases their trucks. They don't actually own them. That's why they get new trucks every 3 years. But yeah, so I guess they might be bringing Kenworth back into the mix. I forget why Kenworth was stopped doing it. There was a few rumors. On why Kenworth was no longer with Prime, and one of them was kind of silly, is that they didn't want their trucks governed. But then it's like, yeah, but Stevenson runs Kenworth, and aren't they governed? Swift runs Kenworth, but I know Swift is governed higher than us because they pass us all the time. Well, yeah, it's her back shoulder arm deal. It's getting better. It's getting better. She might have to go see a neurosurgeon to make sure everything's good. Yeah, Prime did used to run Kenworth, and it's funny because there's a Kenworth dealer right next to Prime. But yeah, it sounds like they might be bringing them back. I like the look of a Kenworth, but I mean, basically it's a Peterbilt, ain't it? Swift is governed at 65. Yeah, but you know what? I think they have the passing pedal where they can run 67 or 68 for X amount of time per day so they can pass trucks. I wish Prime would activate that on these trucks. That'd be so nice to be able to just haul ass past somebody. Come on, turn in here. Why are these people not coming to work? They're supposed to be starting at midnight. What are you guys going to do? Get here at midnight? Don't anyone believe in coming in early? I mean, really? Where is he going? On freaking real. Steve's at 6'5" or 6'7" also. Yeah, no, yeah, because when they do pass us, but they barely pass us. I heard it was because of the lack of service at the Kenworth dealership, like they are experiencing with Volvo. Could be. Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't with Prime when they had the Kenworths, so I don't know. But that could be because, yeah, I know that servicing on the Volvos were a joke, is what they said. When I called, was asking them, what was up with the Volvos. They were just like, yeah, no. Getting them fixed was taking too long, and so on and so forth. But, a car just pulled in. Finally, come on, load me. I'm one person, but maybe they'll let me drop it if it's a manager. No, don't drive by. Get your ass over here. Come on, load this truck. Where the hell are they going? To the trash can? Oh, I think it's just somebody coming to dump trash. Yeah, somebody's just dumping trash. Probably pieces of their wife. They're probably driving around all the area trash cans, spreading her all over the place. I've had a 19 Cascadia for about $170,000 and had the trans just pop out of gear on highway several times. Took to dealer and it hasn't happened since. Also, the fan clutch went bad, major air leak only on highway. 170,000. Yeah, just wait until you get to 400,000. Yeah, this person, I guess, what are they doing? Yeah, my trucks had big air leaks. I had airbags replaced. Now one of the things my truck does, and I assume this is a problem, is when you go to take off, like you put fuel in and everything, and you release your brakes, it drops down to about 80 pounds, and the warning light goes off. You guys probably heard it on some of my videos. I try to cut it out because, why are you driving with your warning lights going off? Because, dude, if I don't, we'll be sitting here all freaking day. It drops down to about 80 psi, and it just sits at 80 psi for the longest time, and then once it starts moving, it moves really slow and gets built back up. But that drives me freaking nuts, man. Speed secondary, air cycled every minute or so. They replace purge valve, and it has to bring it back an hour later. After I told me it was the clutch, they finally replaced it, and no problem since. That's good. 420, had it since 338. Right on. I had this truck since 34,000 miles. I got just over 410 on it right now, and it started acting up at about 75,000 with oil leaks. The two tranny and the engine oil leaks. I didn't have many problems until about the 300,000 mark. That's where I started having air leaks, airbag problems, and I don't know what the hell's wrong with this compressor thing. It's like it's not cutting in at the right time. But I got multiple electrical issues. You hit bumps and lights come on and go out. And now I notice my headlights starting to go on and off while you're driving down the road and you hit bumps. So that's a thing. I'm just trying to get it past. I just got to get it till February. That's it. Give it February and the truck is no longer my headache. the right mirror. You know, if you put it out when you're making a sharp turn or tight, it won't come back in for a while, and it's like the motor overheats. Window don't roll up and down right, or it won't roll up, and you got to take the fuse out, put it back in. It's just, you know, all kinds of fun stuff. Let's see, not good. Are y'all thinking about doing a lease purchase? Yes, we are doing a lease purchase on the next truck. We just started looking at options on the truck, and we're going to be calling the Stripes and Things, who does all the graphics. Probably go talk to him on the 22nd when we go to Springfield. We got Melissa got a doctor appointment there. Oh, that's UPS, man. Damn it. We'll probably go over there and talk to him about what we want, show him what we want, and see what it's going to cost. Hopefully it's not going to be too expensive, because I'm cheap. But every way I looked at it, at least purchase, it seems like the best way to go to, you know, to do this thing. Because buying a truck outright from a dealer, or purchasing one from a dealer, you ain't saving any money, it doesn't look like, because you got all that interest rates and everything. It just didn't look. Now at a dealer you can get cheaper payments because you can spread it out for more years. But hell, I want this thing paid off in 3. Because my plan is once the truck's paid off, we can start taking a little bit more, you know, maybe an extra week home time here and there, because we can still put X amount of money in the savings every week, because we won't have a truck payment. You know, right now I'm putting this much in the savings every week with taking the home time I'm doing. So once we don't have a truck payment, we can still take, you know, we can take a little more home time and still put this much in the savings account. No, I haven't seen any Pete's with Cummins at Prime at all. So I don't think you can. Man. As a matter of fact, that's probably a big no, because I remember I was at the Express Lube one time, and they had a truck in there that had a Cummins in it, and they were having a hell of a time getting the oil changed because they didn't have none of the filters or anything for it. They had to order them out. God, it was an older truck. I don't know who it belonged to, what the deal was, why it was going through the express bay, but I don't even think it was a Prime truck. I think maybe it was the old yard. You know what? It might have been one of their yard trucks that's just a regular thing. Maybe it had a Cummins in it. I can't remember, but it had a Cummins, because I remember they were like, "What the hell? We ain't got no filters," because he said it's going to be a minute. We're waiting on parts. But you know, who knows? You got guys, they swear by Cummins, and then you look up Cummins, and I read nothing but bad shit about Cummins. So, I don't know. Let's see. Be back to Chicago in about 3 hours, then going home till Wednesday at 3:15 a.m., then go out on our 4,100-mile run. Okay. Right on, 4,100 miles. Jesus. The hell are you going? It's 4,100 miles. You must be bouncing around. Oh, man. It's getting late for old Davey. It's been a long day now that I think about it. It's been a very long day. All right, man. It's 23:54. Where is everybody? This place is supposed to be hopping. It's supposed to be hopping by midnight. They're supposed to midnight, man. They'll unload you. They'll live unload you at midnight. Well, where are you guys? Unload me, damn it. I mean, what's going to happen in 5 minutes? Is this place going to get swarmed with cars or what? It's ridiculous. Normally 1,500 miles. Who do you work for, Jason? That are you like you stop at a bunch of places, deliver stuff? I mean, are you bouncing around delivering a bunch of stuff or what? Because I got to think of a run that's that many miles, man. Hammer down, brother. Off for a week. Off for a wheel. Where'd you go? A week to recharge the batteries. Right on. Hey, nothing wrong with that, man. I actually like doing that. I didn't think I was gonna like going home. You know, when we bought the house, I was like, man, this is gonna suck. But I actually like going home for a week. It's I think 7 days is a little excessive. I think it should be more like 4 or 5 days at a time. But okay, there you go. So yeah, okay, that's what it is. You're bouncing, because I'm trying to think. Now I go to San Diego to freaking Maine. It ain't that many miles. Okay. Oh, so you run? You pulling them doubles, running the team truck? I hope not, man, because it's just a matter of time before that wiggle wagon goes wiggling off that interstate, man. Them damn things are dangerous. Man, my throat is so sore. I'm trying to swallow it. It's just killing me. That's all citrusy. I need to get some water. So, here's the thing. A driver pulled up in his car, and he's playing with his day cab truck over there. So maybe... yeah, maybe it's gonna start. It's gonna start up here in a little bit. I'm missing the road though. Honestly, have to attend a funeral, so it wasn't really just because of that. Oh, that sucks. Sorry to hear that. Funerals are always a bummer. Funerals are always a bummer. Hey, them UPS guys get paid good, and the FedEx guys get paid good pulling those wiggle wagons all over the place. I mean, they must have some kind of incentive to say, you know what? Drive 80 miles an hour in the wind, snow, ice, sleet, pouring rain. We don't care. Close your eyes and just hammer down. We're going to pay you good to do it if you survive. That's funny because when it's windy, I use those wiggle wagons as a judge. If a wiggle wagon's still on the road, it must not be too windy. UPS's teammates, I believe, lucky SOBs. Yep. Yeah, those trucks. Man, I'll tell you, some of those freaking trucks going down the road, it's just crazy. I don't know how they do it or what. Yeah, Jason, what is it? Why is it that they make you guys run so damn hard in all kinds of bad weather and everything? I mean, what's the incentive? Is it like, okay, if you don't risk your life, we're going to fire you? I mean, what's the deal? Oh, the plane must be taking off. Don't hit me, man. teammates union benefits up the wazoo. Oh yeah, hell yeah, with the UPS and FedEx. Those are good gigs. And you know, it's funny because right now everywhere's hiring. I bet you UPS and FedEx actually are looking for drivers right now. Probably in their commercial and in their home delivery, I would think, with how bad things are as far as work goes. Hey, that's okay. You're all speculation on that thing, man. All right, guys, it is midnight, so I'm gonna go knock on their door and see if somebody's in there now. So I'm gonna let you guys go. It was fun. It was real. It was real fun. And we'll talk to you guys later. Don't forget to subscribe if you already haven't. And tell your friends. Tell your friends.